My name is Dr. Oshodi Paul. I'm a Christian and came from the family mixed Lagos and Ondo. And my father was a policeman that went to Ondo State. You know, where most time the police those days they used to carry them from one state to another. But all I know is that we're all brought up in. We are 4 boys and we are all brought up in Ondo State. In Okitipa. My background, we are from Tapa. Usually Tapa in Lagos.
Okay, actually Tapa. Any cool.
So I came to Ikorodu in 2008, precisely. And I was working in advertising agency as a graphic artist for more than, let's say, 9 to 10 years before I decided to set up my own gallery. So everything started in my house, inside Ikorodu. Because immediately I got married, I moved to Ikorodu. I said, look, this is where I want to live. This is a new place. And I saw a lot of grain opportunity in Ikorodu, untapped one. And I said, look, it's on the island. Ikorodu is on the, when you look at the land space, it's on the top. There's no time rain will fall here, and you will see water anywhere. Anything like 30 minutes after the rain, everywhere is dry up again.
Right.
So I saw the opportunities in Golden One. I look at the vegetation, you see that it's green. We have a lot of raw materials here, like tree. They bring timbers, they bring most of all those raw material we use for art to Ikorodu. And the truth is that most of the visual creative artists we have in Nigeria, because of the fact that if house is very cheap in Ikorodu, life is cheap, even the breeze you are receiving in Ikorodu is fantastic. People live here more. They only go out to do their businesses and come back to Ikorodu.
Yes.
And with what I have read about art, I know art lives where people live because it's about people. It's about our lifestyle. It's about our culture. Not official. It is art is residential. It's in us. Everybody, man, woman, no matter your tribe, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Fulani, any tribe you have, is a way of life. Art is a way of life. It's our culture. And it lives with us. Our dealings with life is art. Our interaction, even going to religious places, either Muslim or Christian.
Yes.
You are going to wear clothes, you have costume, you are going to be dressed, there's no way you can avoid art. So I now said, look, it is time for me to put the gallery in Ikorodu where people live. The mistake is that most of the galleries we have, they are on the island. They believe in staying at the commercial center of Lagos. But they don't depict art. Art is an instrument to document people's history, people present day life, and forecasting our future. It's a way of planning our future, either by illustration, by keeping the documentation in painting, in sculpture, or whatever. You still need art to do it. So we must live where people live. We must be with us. That's why I cite the gallery within Ikorodu where people live. If you look at the geographical residential architecture of Lagos State, you notice that almost 40 to 45% of Lagosians are presently living within Ikorodu suburb. And if we are not careful, or I want to look at it in the next 5, 10, 15 years, Ikorodu will take almost 60 to 70% of residential in Lagos State, because this is where you can have land. There's no place you can sell land again in Ikeja.
Yes.
Except you want to buy and rebuy again. But when you're talking about virgin land where you can do your business, you can innovate, you can think, you can put things together. You can only find that kind of space in Ikorodu. Ikorodu is very big. Now the security is okay. It's just that some people don't understand Ikorodu terrain. Ikorodu is the only place you can walk in the night. You can walk in the afternoon. You can walk in the morning. Nobody will challenge you as long as you are doing the right thing. Yes. It's a very good place. And the road network is superb. So we brought it here. And if you look at the gallery there, Oshodi Art Gallery, you will find everything that related to Nigeria culture. Nigeria has over 250 tribes. In Osun State alone, we have nothing less than 7 in Osun. We have the Jesha people, we have the Ife, we have the Oshogbo, we have those people from Osun North, Osun South, then the eastern part of Osun State. They have different culture. The Iwo people, they have their own different culture. If you look at the Oyo State alone, despite the fact that they all speak general Yoruba, we still have the Ogbomoso people.
Yes.
In the same Osun, we have from Oyo North, those people that are from Shaki side. They have their very rich culture. Ibadan people, like that and like that. And if you go to Ondo has almost 18 tribes in Ondo. Popular one, 18 local government, and almost 14 to 15 tribes there. The minority, which is the Ijaw, the Apoi, the Laje, the Kale, and the people that are close to Benin. And if you look at their heritage, some of them came from Ile-Ife, while some of them came from Benin. And the same way we have it all over the whole nation. Even to the extent that there are some people that reside in Kaduna that are Yorubas. So it's about people. It's about their culture. It's about their heritage, about food. The food they are eating, the dance, the costume they are wearing, in all the tribes we have in Nigeria. Is our art, is our culture, and all these things are documented through drawing, through sculpting, through ceramics, through painting, through our artillery, and all these things are available in Oshodi Art Gallery in Ikorodu. So we believe in the time comes, we'll move from Nigeria to West Africa, and from West Africa to New Africa. We want to document the history. By my training, I understand all the tribe in Africa. Africa is a very beautiful place. We have the fantastic and the richest culture in the world. And all these things need to be documented. It's enough for us. Just that most time we don't know that culture is money, art is money. Like I said before, the mineral resources we have here in Nigeria, until we put our cultural entity together in a good shape, the economic problem cannot be solved. Until we see ourselves as one. Because one of the problems we have is that we don't see ourselves as one in Nigeria, particularly. We need to see ourselves like one. Either you are Hausa, you are Fulani, you are Igbo. So by the time we see ourselves as one, this issue of bandits and crimes in general, it will stop. Because I'll be your brother, you'll be my brother. All of us will be like one. And this can only come in place if we can put our cultural thing together as one. That solves our insecurity problem, the leadership problem too, that we are saying, look, he's a Yoruba man, he's a Hausa man, he's a Igbo man. No, that need to stop. It is culture, art culture, we can use to put this thing together. For example, what stop the government like that now first they're having and make it strong, do it well, that every tribe will showcase their culture. They can now build a cultural colony where the traditional rulers will be like the way we have National Assembly. Let the Obaks too, all the Obaks and the traditional rulers we have in Nigeria, have at least one day retreat and meet together, like a way of bringing all of us, because they are closer to the people more.
Yes.
They should have a colony where they can celebrate, have programs for them. All the either emir, all the I don't know what they call it in the eastern part of the country. They have different names.
They have their
Big way,
ways.
some company will be, put all of them, at least spend 1 week together. All the traditional rulers that head every community, they should spend 1 week together in Nigeria. The way they have the National Assembly, they should put them together. Once they are together, you will see that we'll be working towards bringing Nigeria together as one country. This issue of I'm Hausa, I'm Igbo, I'm Fulani, we stop, and they will help us to grow our culture. Because once the art and culture is grown, a lot of people all over the world will come in here to see the culture we have, the touristic element, the touristic gift that God gives to each of the communities. We can build our culture together. We can build our tourism together in Nigeria, which is money. There is no place in Nigeria that doesn't have a cultural element.
That's right.
We have them. But putting it together is the problem. Because everybody is just saying government. What about the traditional rulers that are spending lifetime in that throne? How are we encouraging them? How are we assisting them? We were talking about Ikorodu now. Ikorodu has its own cultural element.
Yes.
Which I know the whole world can come and see here. And once they come, the tourists should come here and see it. A lot of money will come to Ikorodu. For example, if we have 5,000 people, let's say 500 people in a week to come to Ikorodu, do you know how the hotels will boost? Do you know how the Okada people, the bike people,
That's right.
all of them will have money? Or even the newscasters, the whole thing will work. Maybe the following year, we want to go and do it in Ado-Ekiti during the Woody Center. Then people move to Ado-Ekiti. That period, they are moving there. A lot of money, a lot of development. Even some business people will come in. They will see a lot of good opportunities around Ado-Ekiti, which maybe the kind of thing they have, which is their yam. The yam they have. Some people say, I want to come and build Pando yam here. I want to come and build another chinchin and they're making with yam here. Because they will see a lot of business opportunity. So these are things we try to document in the gallery. And as time goes on, you will be seeing a lot that we'll be doing in terms of bringing all these things together. The people to see. We'll try our best, definitely.
Like many people are saying, Nigeria is not a nation. We are just a group of nations that came together or that were brought together to form a country. Although they call us a nation, but it is believed that Nigeria as it is not a nation. But this data is made. That does not stop us from bringing our cultures together for the growth and development of our country. And this looked like it will be possible in the beginning of this country. Let me say, just after independence, during the days of Awolowo, Zik, Amadu Bello, and those First Republic politicians. They were trying to do all these things we are talking about, but later they found it difficult. What will I say? It's like there's no love, among the tribes of this nation. And it is as it is now, it's like it's getting more and more difficult to bring us together. It's like we are drifting apart. Okay. People were asking for Biafra. Yoruba are now asking for Yoruba nation, and so on and so forth. And I appreciate your concern and your belief that you can use this arts and culture to bring us together. Then the issue of corruption is there. So how do we, your own perception, how do we try to bring us together? Because it looks like it's getting more and more difficult.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
The truth is that if you look at most things that government is involving themselves in, our mentality in Africa is different from the one in Europe.
Yes.
It's different from the one in America,
Right.
another part of the world. But what I believe it will work here is government building the cultural and art on people. That will work. Where the government is trying to carry it on their head, on their shoulder, it cannot work. That has been our major problem. This needs to be built around people. I'm using festivals as a sample.
Yes.
Look at Oshodi Oba. Oshodi Oba every year is becoming stronger
And stronger.
bigger and bigger.
Yes.
Assuming it's Ogun State government that is doing it, how do you think Oshodi Oba will appear by now? Dead.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
There was a program they built to Ogun State government called Drum Festival during Ibikunle Amosun.
Okay. Yes. Drum festival.
That drum festival started like Nigerian Drum Festival. It started Ogun State Drum Festival the first year. The commissioner there, I don't know his name, solicited for funds everywhere to put it together. And successfully, Amosu came as the governor. He saw it. He never even supported the commissioner in the first instance. But when they did the first edition, he has no any other choice when he saw the turnout of the event. He supported him in the second edition. And he promised that he will support him more. He sent the guy, immediately sacked the commissioner and replaced him with another commissioner that is loyal to him. And they did the second one big and bigger. The third edition, they changed the name from Ogun State and turned it to African Drum Festival. It was one of the biggest festivals in Nigeria during Ibikunle Amosun.
Yes.
Immediately, all the traditional, I was there, I witnessed it. The traditional rulers were Oni, Lamidi, the king of Oyo.
Okay. Alaafin.
All of them carry a share. They came to that place and caused who will kill that drum festival. The drum festival eventually died. Up to today, they have not done any other edition because they built the festival around government. Government is 4 years. After 4 years, no continuity. That's one. Two, look at the one that Oba of took over 3 years ago. Oduolojo. Look at the massive turnout of Oduolojo now, because it's the king that is doing it. When he saw that one failed, he quickly opened Oduolojo Festival to drag investors, to drag people to Ile-Ife, because Ile-Ife was backward for some time.
Yes.
But when he came, he saw that, look, it was rivalry fight between Ife and Modakeke that was causing development growth to the Ile-Ife kingdom. So he had another choice. He said to all the peace, they gave the king, they have a king, they gave him his crown, and they have been working together to develop Ife. So, sir, we should not neglect the position of traditional ruler in the development of this country. They are very important. That is why I said, the time goes on, we have a program we call Art of Throne, a Kingdom. We want to build a colony, the king colony, that can bring all the kings together. If they want development in any place, even in this Ikorodu, they must bring the traditional rulers together and they must be one. They must speak one voice, The growth and development of Ikorodu kingdom will be rapidly developed like America. Because the Obas are closer to people.
Yes.
They know the criminal, they know the good people in every kingdom.
Yes, but the Obas, our traditional rulers, do not need the government to gather them together. They can't do it on their own.
They especially need government.
And
they need government. They need government.
Yes, they need
to do it. In the area where they need government is that most of the Obas too will still work under the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Yes.
Oba cannot. I don't think Oba can travel without the consult of the governor.
The governor, yes.
Oba cannot do anything without the governor of the state. In fact, if any Oba misbehave, the local government chairman will be the one to deal with him.
I know, but they can still come together.
And so,
without the influence of government,
the government has a lot of support Because the Oba can only, is the Oba is not a position that you do with money. It's not that you are the richest in the community and you're going to make you Oba. No, you have to be in line with the tradition right of that kingdom. If it's not your turn to be a Oba, or I don't know how they make their Oba, but some places in some kingdom, maybe it's a family thing. Some is maybe the first son. Some is maybe they have 5 children. Was part of the children. They can't just make anybody to be Oba. Yes. Oba need to be somebody who is entitled to the throne.
Yes.
So if, for example, the person entitled to the throne is not rich and needed fund to do it, to put the people together, who is going to give him the fund? You have to start soliciting for fund. If he's not careful, that throne can be ridiculed. So we still need the consent of the government to do some things.
I agree.
Because you need fund. Only has the capacity because it's rich. And either we like it or not, sir, the government has the power. They are the small god we have in the state. The governor has the power in the state. So the Oba need to go through the governor.
I agree with you, sir. They need to. Well, I'm not saying that they cannot do it alone. I'm talking about the Oba, the traditional rulers. But what I'm saying is that all these things you are talking about, getting the Obas to come together for the development of our arts and culture, our socio-cultural advancement, they first of all, they should try to initiate.
So once that is achieved, sir, once that is fully achieved, it will go into so many things. It will transcend to so many things. It will go into our law. It will go into our economy. It will go into so many things because it all have to start with our culture. The culture is the pillar.
Yes, it is.
Because once the culture is imbibed by everybody that, look, this is wrong, then not a lot of us do it. If a criminal should enter a community and begin to, like when we have Bado, who did everybody run to?
The Kabisi now, first of all.
So it's the Kabisi that we first took step by making command to all these small young boys that, look, barricade everywhere at night, do night preaching. Before the Kabisi, when the Kabisi cannot undo it, that's why they will now call the government.
Yes.
I remember in Shagam when the cultists are killing people, the first person they ran to was the Kabisi. Yes. When the government cannot undo it, they come back to the Kabisi again. The Kabisi said, look, this have to stop. And he brought all their normal egungun and whatever they were sitting. And truly, if you go to Shagam now, all those things have reduced. If it's for government, the government might be arresting innocent people.
That's true.
But the Kabisi, we know people that we know the mother and the father of the criminals. So, sir, we need to really form a colony that can unite our traditional rulers. It's important.
It is important. And I think they are thinking along the same line with you because I think about 2 or 3 years ago, the traditional rulers of Lagos State and I think Ogun State, okay, they call it Ijebu traditional rulers.
Yes.
So the reason they came together is for this purpose you are trying to, to highlight. And I believe with time, we will get there.
Once that is constituted, when they have that one constituted, that we have it on ground, other things they need to put in place is having 1 week program that they will be meeting. They can have empowerment for the Obaks too. Because some of the Obaks too, they have the good one among them. They have the bad one among them. So they need orientation. They need to be trained on how to behave, how they can also solve their community problem. It will help the government and reduce a lot of crime. If that is, they have Ministry of Orientation. Once they have decided and make law within themselves, they need to still set up orientation department in the kingdom. That we have town meeting hall with people. Look, in this our home, not that you just say because somebody commit crime, you are killing them. You need to orientate them before
Yes.
you begin to arrest. This is forbidden. We don't want Yahoo boys. We don't want all this internet fraud in our. We don't want anybody to do it in our community. Once that is stated, we now do orientation for them. Call those boys, let them know the implication. Anybody that do it, we'll bring this one out. We'll bring this juju out. We'll bring this one out. You see that it will reduce that level of crime. So anybody that now go into it, we can hand it over to government. So it will be less easy for government to deal with you, to stop all those crime. So we need this to come quick. Because if we don't do it, because of the rate that we are going now, in the next 10 years, I don't know how this Nigeria will be. In the next 10 years, this is not what we had 10 years ago. Yes. Look at how it is now. If we don't act now, in the next 10 good years coming, it will be tough. It will be so tough. Because nobody is going to farm again. Nobody is working again. The youth are not even ready to learn anymore. They don't want to learn handwork. Even those ones that are able managing to do it, maybe their parents force them to go and learn, but they don't finish it. They will do it half. I said they have no need, they will run. Now, when you give them work to do, they will scatter your vehicle, or they will even run with your money. It's making it more complicated and difficult for us every year because we are not tapping it from the root. It's just like somebody commit crime, or somebody commit crime like rape. You are looking at, you just carry the person that committed the rape. I said, let me go and kill you. Why did you commit rape? Why did you rape the girl? Did you dress? Maybe the lady did not dress well. She was opening her body. We don't look at that. We're looking at the offense. What led to that offense? We look at it. No. So most of our problem is that we are not tapping our situation from the root. And that is what is affecting this nation. Nigeria should be, when they're outside this country, they're in Europe, they are doing well, they are behaving well. But when they are here, they misbehave.
Be something else.
Because we don't tap it from the roots. And it goes from our culture.
Okay, Mr. Oshodi, thank you very much. Now let's go back to your field proper. I want to ask you, what is the motivation behind the Oshodi Art Gallery?
Okay, the first thing is that by training, I am an artist by training. And I studied well. I went to Obafemi Awolowo University. But before even going to school to study art, I'm already doing it from my childhood. Drawing, that our landlord, in fact, every day of my life, I'm always getting inspired every day and more and more and more and more. When I was a child, I used to draw on the wall of the house. Landlord sent me and my parents out of the house. They said, my parents, because they said, look, you always keep giving us problem. We don't want you to draw again. They kept on my exercise book at school with my teacher. I created another one using the cement newspaper. You know that time, we're using paper as cement paper.
Yes.
Sometimes it's like 3 or 4. You add it together. I was using that one. I created my drawing sketch pad there. And I was going to hide it. They caught me again with it. They tore it away. I went again to go out to the supermarket where they were selling pack of TV and radio and all those stuff. I created another one. So I was just like being encouraged every day. As they think that discouraging me, I'm getting encouraged more. Because immediately people see my drawing, they will now say, this is beautiful. This boy, you are very talented. This guy. And every day I'm hearing that. I'm getting more and more inspired to be an artist from my childhood. So up to today, I'm still getting the same message, the same thing, encouragement from people every day and day. So it's my passion. And when you have a passion, your passion drives you. Right. I'm not even seeing anything again. When I sleep, what I see is image. When I wake up, is image. I don't even see anything. I just like building up, painting, drawing, sculpting, doing things that hand can do without NEPA. When I was in primary school, I was looking for a school that I can have an art teacher. We have about 7 schools then. I was looking for the one I have, and I went before even I consulted my mom that, look, mommy, any school you want to put me, they must be doing drawing there. They look for one of the best secondary school then, St. John's Catholic School. It was a Catholic. I was a Reverend Father then teaching them drawing. I joined that one. When I finished my secondary school, when I was looking for my primary school, and I was looking for secondary school, I was also looking for secondary school that has an art teacher. So when I finished with that one, I was looking for university. They were doing fine arts too. And I went to Obafemi Awolowo University. After that one, I said it's not enough. I went to Obafemi University of Ibadan to do visual art again there. When I finished, I said, look, I want to be teaching. I like imparting knowledge. I like empowerment. I like to pick people from nothing. All those things I experienced, I want to take it away from some people because I knew that some people will have the same challenges too. So I went to go and do PhD in education. And after that one, I went for educational technology again before I started my PhD in art, which I did in history of Africa culture and heritage. So I understand African culture and heritage very well, both the spirituality part of it and the drawing part of it, and the natural potentials that God gave to Africa in terms of touristic element. I understand them very well.
Maybe before you came to Ikorodu, I'm not sure. You know, one of our brothers here, Rashid Badamoshi. I don't know whether you are aware of his effort in promoting arts and culture, not only in Ikorodu here, but in Yoruba land. Yeah, in Nigeria as a whole.
I knew him very well, and I know he's an art collector.
Yes.
The difference between an art collector and an artist is that we will do the work. Okay. We conceptualize, we draw, we paint, we sculpt, we do it. An art collector has a lot of fund. Yeah, it's somebody who appreciates art, that loves art, like having it around him.
He really did.
But they did not know how to do it. But their own is to acquire them. And it's always seized around them. So, like that one, they can only acquire, but they cannot promote it. There's a limitation to the way they can promote art. Because one, they're just art lovers that love to buy from artists. And I think that is the area the late Batamosi belongs to. But the truth is that it can actually promote art and also be an artist. Assuming if he has a little knowledge about art in terms of the process of making it, which I don't think he does. And even if he does, he did not do it to a way that he can sustain it. There's a difference between sustaining something and doing it. You can also be an artist and you won't be able to sustain art. So when you learn it, you know how to do it, but to sustain it, you cannot. If you want to sustain art, it's a generational thing. I saw the place, but my artwork are there in his house, in his studio. And I knew where he is, maybe at Kokorab. Yes. But if you look at that place, it's already dilapidating.
Oh yeah, because it's no more.
It's no more. But when you are building art, you must build art like you will be forever. How many people did you empower?
That's the question.
If you want to sustain art, you must empower people. If you look at my gallery there, we have over 40 to 50 artists. People are coming from different institutions, University of Nigeria, Port Harcourt, Enugu, Zaria. Every day they are coming for CWS and IT. That is one way of sustaining art. What about your own children that you give birth to? Which one did you encourage among your children? You cannot be building an empire like that. You don't have children or grandchildren or daughter or your uncle's children. It's somebody from your family that you have to you will just see that talent in and you develop that person to be with you. So that if you are no longer alive, that one can take over.
Yeah, but some people want to do it. Probably they are so unlucky. They admire people.
Everybody, sir, before you think of writing the way you are writing now,
Yes.
the first thing you do first is to draw. It is that drawing that your teacher will now help you to develop to writing. So everybody is an artist. If you develop that first way of drawing, if you develop it, if your teacher develop it, or if somebody see you like that and develop it in you, you'll have been an artist, probably an artist. So the truth is, in a family, you will have at least one artist. But sometimes we don't develop it. Sometimes we discourage them. Go and read law. You usually, like I told you that my parents want to do to me that I escaped. But that's the problem that people consider, like in late Badamoshi, I don't know, but I'm sure he didn't train any of his children around him.
Maybe they didn't show interest.
You have to make them.
No, you cannot force them. Like, for example, like I'll give an example that I know.
Then if it's not your children, what about your brother's children? What about any of your family member? If, for example, he's no longer alive now, and even what about the other children that is not even your children? Are you telling me that none of them, if you have like 2 in that place now that you train, and they can be reported to any of your children, you have clear source of money for them. I'm training different children. I don't even know some from outside. I don't even look at tribe. I don't even look at either Igbo or Christian or Muslim. I don't want to know where you came from. My own is to, when I see the gift in you, I train you. If you want to stay with me, you don't sign mortgage your life. Don't mortgage anything. I'm not like all those artists that say sign your order my album. No. Just come and do your work and you are getting paid. So once you are trained, you train people, they can be after, they can, some of 1 or 2 of them we want to help you to promote. These are the mistake and what people are doing. They don't empower people. Empowerment is not only when you just train them alone. You empower them to sustain you, to sustain that thing you are doing, and to also help you to put that thing as like you are building an empire.
Now, I know you have been in Ikorodu for a long time, and I know you are aware that we have a Ikorodu Development Association. We celebrate Ikorodu Day every year since 1992. I was the pioneer general secretary of Ikorodu Development Association. Shibio Benson was the pioneer chairman. So we laid the foundation for the Ikorodu Day that we have been celebrating since the past 33 years. And we believe that we have laid a very solid foundation. That is why it is still on. So I want to ask you, one of our programs, one of our aims and objectives is to promote arts and culture. And we have been doing that. So have you ever been able to liaise with that association, perhaps, so that you can fit into our arts and cultural program?
Yes, I heard about the organization sometimes 80 years ago. But that time I was still in advertising.
Okay.
When they were doing the sculpture of Ikorodu. Okay. Although I've never met with any one of them, but it was my boss, not even my colleague in office, that took the contract of that work there.
Which work? The current one.
The Ikorodu roundabout.
What they are doing?
One there.
Say the one that we are doing now, or they are, oh no,
the one there now, the one there now for Hunter.
Yeah.
And when they had issue with the work, he called me. That time I've not even opened the gallery, but he called me that, Oshodi, please look at this picture of work. I have issue with it. I gave it to some artists to do, but the way the artists are mobbing me, I am not happy with it. I said, what happened, sir? He said they are always requesting for money. I should check the work. I should check what they have done. I still have the picture of all those work. He sent it to me, and I gave him my own purely advice. This is the level they are. When they started the human anatomy, they are working on the work. Because I think the work took so much time with him. And I said, look, assuming you have contacted me early, this work, all the stress you are going through now, you will not be going through it. So I just advised, and I met with the person. I called them on phone. I think they were around that Arepo side, the artist. And I told them, these are the things they need to do. These are the things they need to do. And I think within 2 weeks, the work came out. And they installed it. The original architectural design they gave me was that I want to put screen, LED screen, around that iron.
That's right, yes.
That was what he told me.
That's what that, yes.
But I advised that you cannot put screen in that place because it will cause distraction. When you put a screen in the center of the road and people are driving, they will not even know they can come and hit
Yeah.
the artwork. So I think that was what I know about Ikorodu Oga. But all since that time, I've not been informed, I've not been invited for any program. But if I am invited, I will come. And also, the family, I think the family of Jayosimi gave me a job to do for them.
Which one? Which Jasmine? There are so many of them.
The family, the real
Jasmine family also.
I did a sculpture for them.
Ah,
And the Jayosimi himself as a hunter.
okay.
It's in my studio now.
So you have not delivered to them. You are yet to deliver
They
to
have
them.
not delivered because they have not finished
Okay.
the payment. You see, my studio, as I'm talking to you now, the picture is here. Everything is in my, it's in my studio. It's Jayosimi of Ikorodu.
Okay, I know. Yes.
I will have to go to Ibadan, to go to National Archive, to check, to read about the story of Jayosimi, to do that job.
It's a very interesting one. Very interesting.
Very,
He was a great warrior.
yes, there's somebody who really concerned about Ikorodu so
Yes.
much that he took Ikorodu as part of him and was a strong warrior in the Ikorodu kingdom. So we did it, we depict him like that on his horse with all his juju, his body, and the sword. Because he has a very strong sword in his hand that is chemicalized. Once he used that sword to touch human, the person is dead. We have it. I read everything in the National Archive before I came to do the work. And the work is there now. The truth is, we started the gallery with one. We have over 18,500 artworks because we work every day. Like I told you that we took empowerment as part of our priority. And presently we have nothing less than 40 artists. 40 artists
In that
working in the gallery, yes.
Yeah.
And in painting alone, we have 7. Ceramics, we have 4. Textile, we have 6. Sculpture, we have 8. Then animation, we have 14 people. Then the photography, we have another 9. Then other carving, wood carving, we have about 4 people there. So if you look at the totality of people working there, we are almost 40, and I noticed that it's choked. So I have to expand. And I have still expand by going up, but I'm expanding by width now. I know when I finish with that one, we'll then begin to see how we can go up. So we have additional 2 plots of land that we're adding to what we have
In that area.
in that area, the same place. It's the same. Okay, so the expansion is just beside
Okay.
the gallery. So, and we have 1 studio, ultra-modern studio before, but we are expanding it to 5 studios now. So that means that we produce more. We have more work and more students to train.
Okay.
So I think between now, we have a lot of works on ground that we have not even framed. So if we have added that one to what we have, we'll be having like 25,000. But our target between now and next year is having like 55,000 artworks. So which will be the highest collection in Africa in terms of art. So I think that because of the number of artists we have around that we are training, we will achieve that. Because each of the artists, if they can produce 3 works in a month, and we have 40, you know what that means now. So then we now expand. We can have that place can accommodate 100 artists. So we have 100 artists and they are producing 4 or 5 works in a month. You know what? Now we also transcend to. So what our target between today and next year, December, is to have 55,000 artwork, which will be the largest in Africa.
That's interesting. Well, have you ever had people coming there on excursions, like schools, universities?
Yes, schools are becoming to the place. The Ministry of Art and Tourism, Lagos State, has been coming there. We have a partnership with them. We have partnership with Oyo State Ministry of Education. I mean, Ministry of Art and Tourism. We have partnership with Ondo State Ministry of Art and Culture. We have partnership with Federal Ministry of Art and Culture.
You have gone far.
So if you go online and check our activeness online, you see that we are so active in terms of, if you check now, the top 10 art galleries in Nigeria, Oshodi Gallery will be number 2 or number 1.
Okay, that's interesting.
So we are trying our best. We have been doing some program in art, and I think there was a particular one we dedicate to Ikorodu here, which is a Nigeria Children Art and Cultural Festival. We have the endorsement with Federal Ministry of Art and Culture Abuja, and we have done the 3rd edition. So we call it Catch Them Young. Catch Them Young. So we are picking all the children from schools. We do art exhibition, art competition, dance competition, and it's a way of introducing art inculcated into the mind of each of the children, so that they can know that it has something to do with our creative economy. And we are catching them young now that they are still young. And we can see that when we started, it was small. When we did the 2nd edition, we have massive. The last one what we did, which was the 3rd edition, was Agog. We have a lot of children coming to the program every year, increasingly every year, so that we can see how we can build creative minds in our children. So we have that one as part of the our Nigeria Children program that we do in the gallery every year. Then we have another one again we call Miss Art Nigeria. That Miss Art is a pageant.
Yeah.
But we are treating it towards empowerment now. Instead of making it like a pageant, it will be like training the masters in a way of gender empowerment, helping the ladies, helping the girls, because we notice that the way when you look at the metropolis of Ikorodu, the way the ladies are into prostitution, they are into, it's alarming, it's crazy.
It's alarming.
We understand that it's because they don't have handwork. They don't have creative mind. That is what is pushing them to add those things. So we want to tackle it.
That.
So we have that program for them to apply. Then they will spend 2 or 3 weeks with the gallery, where we train them and also empower them by giving them tools that they can use to start in the area of fashion, like sewing, in the area of painting, drawing, photography, so that some of you can have female photographers are among them. If we begin to train 10 every year, in some few years to come, we have, in our only 2 way, we have removed a lot of number of poverty among the females. So we have that one too. And the other program we do outside Ikorodu is what we do in Ondo State. We call it Ondo State Art and Cultural Festival. We have partnership with the Ondo State government, but we have so many programs inside that one too. But we are doing outside Ondo State.